Okay, in our last lesson, what we did was we took some of these notes that are over here, starting with C and G, all the way down here to C sharp, and we applied that over this major scale formula, and we were able to create all of these different spellings for the major scales for each of these different scales. And we talked about how every time that we went to the next one, we were adding a new sharp note to our list. We're going to do the same exact thing now, but on this side. So once again, C is at the very top right here. This is a whole step, half step, whole, half. And if we start to do the same exact formula, starting here with the F note, a whole step is going to bring us to a G. A whole step from the G is going to bring us to the A. And then a half step from the A, we talked about this before, you can't use the A sharp because you're only allowed to use the one representative. So we're going to go from the A to the B flat. And then a whole step from the B flat is a C, another whole step is a D, a whole step from there is an E, and then the half step brings us back to our starting point with the F. And we're going to do the same thing for the remaining parts of these scales right here. So here's B flat, whole step C, D, half step from the D is going to bring us to the E flat. And we have an F, whole step is a G, A, and B flat. You see how this works? We're just starting at each of these notes and we're working our way around. And this is not it's not supposed to be something that's fast. I had to do this with pencil over and over again through, many different times of practicing it for it to make sense. So I'm on this E flat. I'm now going to go to the F. From the F, a whole step is going to get me to the G. A half step from the G is going to bring me to an A flat. A whole step from the A flat is a B flat. And then a C, there's going to be a D there for a whole step, and then a half step from the D is going to get me to the E flat. And now A flat, same thing. Okay, now we're down here on the G flat. Our whole step is going to be an A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F, and G flat. Right here, just like over here, there's not such a thing as written here as a C flat, but as I mentioned before, the rules are that when you're in the scale, we're starting here on this G flat note, so a whole step is going to take us to the A flat, and then another whole step from there is going to bring us to this B flat, and a half step technically is going to take us to this B note, but since we already used this B, we're not allowed to call this a B, we have to call it a C flat. I didn't like it when my teacher explained it to me, but that's what you have to do. Here we go. This one's going to be an F flat, G flat, A flat, B flat, and C flat. Okay, so right now, if I cover up this other page on the left, you're going to see that we have, starting here with C, we have all of these over here on this left side right here is where we're incrementing on, there's going to be a new sharp on each side of this page, and over on this side, every time that we go to the next one, we're going to be incrementing a new flat. And those are all of the major scales that are available in our musical alphabet. And what we're going to be able to do with all of this information is we're going to be able to build some chords, and then we're going to be able to figure out, okay, what chords work in what keys and stuff like that. That's going to come up in an upcoming lesson. All right, thanks a lot.